Hello. Are we live? We're
Hello,
live. Hi, everyone. I'm Ellen,
I'm Richard,
and we are.
Venerable Voyagers.
Welcome aboard. It's been a while since we've been here, hasn't it?
Yeah,
And why might that be?
don't know.
Called life. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to kind of go over some things today, like there's some updates on visa programs in Europe. Need to make you aware of. We have so many new ships coming on board at the end of this year and next year. We have some new itineraries next year, which is going to be great. And then we're going to talk about where we're going.
Yeah, lots of fun
We're
stuff
going
going
somewhere.
on. Maybe we just might be.
Really?
We're thinking about it.
Okay. All right. First visa program I want to talk to you about is one that's currently active. If you are heading to England, even if it means you're transferring on planes as a connection, or if you're just going there, stopping as a port, you need to obtain what is called a UK visa. I have created a whole video, and it's in our library, and it says UK visa. You need to have that before you book your fare, because we are finding out that people are being denied the visa. So I give you step-by-step instructions on how to go about applying for the visa. You can do it all electronically. The good news is it's good for about 3 years. And you don't have to have a visa every single port that you go into. So you just need to pay the visa one time. I believe it's a little bit more pricey than the other one. I think it's like $12 to $13, depending on the rate of exchange. So that, and they're really stringent. It's even if you just step foot on any soil of the UK, you need this visa. So look at our video. It's UK, space ETA is the site, and it's an app that you can download to your phone. So download the app. It'll walk you right through how to do it, and it'll tell you which documents you need. You basically need your passport. And remember, do it now. It does take about 20 hours, or sometimes it's an immediate acceptance. Sometimes there's a delay, but you can appeal it, but it's a long, involved process of appealing. So just make sure you get that visa now. If you're like planning on a trip in July or August, you need to get that visa. So download the app. The app again is UK space ETA.
I always err on the side of caution with these things. The sooner you get verification that you're okay, the better off you will be.
And some cruise lines are going to ask if you've applied for your visa. So make sure, again, I would say do it now. It's good for 3 years. Just get the visa. The next visa is not in effect yet. It did say, what is it? Not the first half of this year, but probably after that.
We don't have a firm date on it, but to be safe, we can assume July 1st will be the first day of the second half of the year. So you may want to make sure that you get it in place by then.
The wording on the website says not in effect during the first half of 2025, but may be instituted thereafter. So peak season starts in July. So what is this one? This one is for the entire EU. So all nations that are in the EU, if you're planning on Italy, Greek,
Aegean, Adriatic,
France,
Mediterranean.
If you have anything planned this summer, keep an eye out.
Spain, Portugal.
Yes.
South of France, any of these, anything in the Mediterranean area. I imagine that's probably even the northern, like the North Sea, because France does have a shoreline up there. So like Le Havre will be from up there.
Once this goes in effect, the cruise lines are really good about letting you know you're going to need a visa, but you need to be as the traveler. Your travel agent should be aware of all this. If not, you can search this by searching the letters ETIAS, and then you go to a website, and it walks you through it. It tells you what is the visa, who needs it, for how long. It's valid for 3 years. This one's here's the key in this one. It's only valid for 90 days per visit. Okay. So it's good for 3 years, but you're only given 90 days for a visit. If you anything over 90 days, then you have to apply for a whole other visa for them. It's a little bit more affordable. It's only €7, at least right now. That's what they're saying. But they are saying the processing time will be up to 96 hours. So again, if you see that in June, they will make an announcement in June. If it's for July, if you see that you're going to need it for July and you've got a cruise book July or August, get on that right away. As soon as it opens up, just apply for it. So that's unfortunately, this is the new thing. It's now visa. And I think in Mexico, we're still up in the air right now as to if they're taxing everybody per visit. Because the negotiations with Mexico and the United States are going back and forth, we don't have a firm answer on that one still. I did check that out before we went live, and again, it's still up in the air. So that's all the visa issues that we know of right now. I'll keep. I haven't been notified yet by our cruise association of anything new. These are the two that they've highlighted and told us to let our clients know about them. Industry news. Wow, do we have a lot of news, don't we? We have a lot of new ships coming on board. We have a lot of new itineraries. Cruise lines going to places that never went there before. So go ahead.
What's the first one you would like to talk about?
Well, let's just start here in Port Canaveral. We have a brand new ship coming in, I want to say October. It is the second Icon class. It is called Star of the Sea, and it's going to port here in Port Canaveral. The Allure is going to leave, and it is going to go into refurb, and then it's going to be homed in Los Angeles, I believe. So this is another Icon. This one will do between 5 and 8 days cruising from Port Canaveral. It's supposed to be just like the Icon of the Sea, with a few modifications, maybe a couple of more slides, but it's going to be just as big and just monstrous, and that's going to come here. Trying to think, is there another one coming here? Right now, Princess and Celebrity are here for the winter, but after the winter, they will depart and they will be back again in the fall.
Won't be long. It's March, and I believe they're leaving in later this month.
Yeah, later this month.
So they will head for the Mediterranean, I do believe.
Yeah. A lot of them going to Med, and they're also going to
Alaska.
A lot of going to Alaska. There has been a lot of talk about Utopia. There's a lot of people upset about Utopia's short cruises. So that's been a lot of feedback. I watched a video yesterday that they might be modifying Utopia instead of doing 3 and 4 days. I think that's the only thing they do out here at Port Canaveral. They may be adding a 5 and a 6 day. So that's the other thing. Princess, they have a brand new ship coming out.
Pray tell, what is the name of that ship?
I'm trying to remember. Isn't it Sky? No.
No, Sky's already in service.
Which one is it then? Oh my gosh. We've been talking all about this one. And I'm sorry, brain fart. Senior moment, guys. There's a brand new ship. It's coming to Fort Lauderdale. It's going to cruise the Med first. And
this one's Star.
Is it Star? No, Star of the Sea is the brand new Icon.
Oh, there's a new Princess ship.
There's a new Princess ship. It's coming in February and later this year. Haven't heard a date yet because I think it's still in dry dock at the moment. But that's a new one that's coming. Virgin Atlantic has a Virgin. Why do I keep
Virgin
Virgin
Voyages.
Voyages. They have a brand new ship, and that one's called Brilliance. And that one is going to make its maiden voyage this fall.
Brilliant Lady.
Brilliant. What did I say? Brilliance?
Yeah.
It's Brilliant Lady. It's going to be going around Rome, and I think it's doing a little maiden voyage around Rome, and then Rome to Miami. And it's going to be doing a few days in Miami. I think it's 5 to 8 days is what they're going to be doing on Brilliant Lady. We're anxious to see what that they've made. They're announcing there's a lot more improvements. There's some menu changes. So we're anxious to see what that's going to look like. So that's a new one coming too. AMA Waterways. Holy moly. They are introducing, I believe it's 5 ships.
Do folks like river cruising?
Yes. They are introducing 5 new ships this year. 5. And they're basically taking the river by
I'm
storm.
telling you, river cruising is getting to be one of the popular things right now.
Yeah, it's great for any of you who don't like your fear of seasickness. This is the calm waters. You get to go inside. What was the catchphrase? That was, oceans take you to the country, but rivers take you through the country. So they have amassed a big array of itineraries, but they're going to be taking 5, and then they're going to be taking delivery of the second big Magna ship, which is right now there's the Magna, AMA Magna, and that's like a double wide. And they're going to be taking possession of their second double wide, and I believe it's later this year.
There, we'll borrow somebody's catchphrase. Okay, it's less time getting there, more time being there.
Yes, absolutely. And it's river cruising is we're excited. It's on our horizons to do this one, so we can tell you and share it with you guys what they're doing. Celebrity Cruises announced a big announcement a couple of weeks ago.
They did.
Big announcement. They're getting into the river cruise business.
Oh my.
Interesting. I'm going to reserve judgment. River cruising is an all-inclusive type cruising.
Pretty much.
It's really it's going to be interesting to see what Royal Caribbean Corporation does.
Yeah,
And so we're going to wait and see.
It's already a crowded field, and some of the current players are adding ships like AMA. And now you're going to add a whole new line that's going to try and be putting a bunch more ships on these rivers.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because it's one thing. Cruising is not the European countries are not very inviting to cruise lines. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens on the rivers.
Well, I don't know. When you talk about the established routes they've got, these folks are pretty happy. Their economies are reliant on a lot of tourism. A lot of these along the Rhine, the Danube, the Seine, the Douro, and then excuse me. Then a lot are getting into the Mekong, which is quite interesting to me. And there are some that are some other places. We do have some here in the U.S. Traveling the Snake River and traveling the Mississippi.
And going into the Great Lakes, lots of them. But speaking of celebrity, I forgot there's another ship, brand new ship for a celebrity. It's called Excel.
Is there?
It's called Excel. It's going to be another one of their bigger ships.
Learn something every day.
Like the Beyond. So they're gearing up for it. In fact, we've had a couple of webinars where they've given away some free cruises. We haven't gotten one yet. But anyway, so that is another ship for Excel. And I know some sad news for a lot of people out there. Captain Kate has left Celebrity, and she's moving on to other adventures. And so it's going to be interesting to see who takes the helm of Beyond, or who has taken the helm of Beyond. New itineraries. Well, who's going someplace new?
I think this is another Virgin Voyages announcement. I think we mentioned it before when we knew, but for those who haven't heard, Virgin Voyages will be entering Alaska.
Yep, they're going to be doing in 2026. They will be doing the Alaska Arena. They'll be going out of Seattle, or is it Vancouver? I think it's Seattle and Vancouver. I think they're doing a double. So it's going to be very interesting with Virgin and other big ships coming through, because Virgin ships are bigger than the little ones that many have been bringing up. They were probably about the same size, though,
Well,
right?
you got some much
Yeah.
bigger ships than that, but the Virgin is a pretty decent sized ships that will be there right in the mix with the Princess. The Norwegians are bigger. You got Royal that's up there, Celebrity's up there.
And one thing
Holland
about
America's
Virgin
up
is,
there. They're a little bit smaller, and I like.
sorry,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Anyways, there's a lot of ships that are up there, a lot of lines that are up there. We have some favorites, but we want to try some more.
And Virgin, remember, is an all-adult cruise, so there's no kids on board. No one under the age of 18 are on the ship or allowed on the ship. So you can cruise Alaska without kids, which is very honestly, Alaska is really one of those multi-generational voyages, where you bring the kids because it's just amazing. I loved our Alaska trip up on the Westerdam.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the best cruises we took. Just the beauty and the fresh air.
Yeah, we have quite a love for Alaska. It's amazing. It's something that I'm sure is on everybody's bucket list, and if it's not, it should be. I'm
Yes.
just letting you know. Beautiful land, very welcoming people.
Oh yeah.
Very, very nice. There's all kinds of different itineraries that you can take up there. There's also lines that are doing land tours, cruise tours. A lot of really interesting things and a lot of interesting history there.
So with the land cruises that the land tours that he's talking about, is you can cruise first, like cruise from Seattle to Whittier, or Vancouver to Whittier, and then you take the train to
Yukon.
the Yukon, which is you go up to some stop in Fairbanks, but most of them go into the Mount McKinley National Park.
Yep.
And then you stay at a hotel. Normally the hotel is owned by the cruise company. And you have some included tours that you can do. The train ride is 100% included, and it's a long train ride. It's about 7 hours is what I've been looking at. And it's really interesting. So basically you tack it on to either the front end, you can do the land cruise part first, land tour first, and then go into the 7-day cruise. So it makes a 7-day into more of a 10-day or a 2-day. You can go as little as even just one day too. But
you got to look at those two, because when we were looking at them, I go, geez, I would like to do the land part first, get on the ship, and as we went, like almost all of them did the cruise part first and finished on land.
But there are some that will do that.
There are some, and I'm sure there will be more.
I know Princess does.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do it.
Two, in particular, Princess does this, and Holland America does this. Not sure if there's any other lines that have this.
Most others will do it, but they'll utilize not the resorts that are inside. Like Holland and Princess, their hotels are within, like just right in front of the entrance of Mount McKinley National Park. But the others they'll be miles away a little bit, but they'll take you into the park. Whereas with Holland and Princess, you can walk into the park. So it's all about location. But yeah, I think Celebrity does it, Royal Caribbean does it, even Carnival does it, and I know that Disney will also do it too. So
they just do it in a slightly different way.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but Alaska season is about to hit. Gosh, what an exciting season for it. If you haven't booked, let us know. We'll be happy to help you because, April, May, right? Is where we wanted to go
Yeah.
because of why.
I think May seems to be the sweet spot. I don't know this to be an empirical fact. However, the last time we went towards the end of the season, and um, the weather was a little bit sketchy, and the wildlife was not quite as present as we would have liked. There was some we did enjoy some of it, not knocking it at all. But folks that had gone earlier in the season, like a lot of folks that went in May, we saw they had lots of encounters with lots of wildlife. And if you really are there for that reason, earlier in the season appears to me to be a better time to go.
Yeah, they say that the wildlife is waking up from their little naps. So you see a lot, and the whales are returning during that time too. So you're probably more apt to see whales because unless we didn't go on tour, the whale watching tours, we'll probably do that next time,
Right.
so that we can see them. So yeah, Alaska season is coming. If you have not booked your tours, and not to say that late summer is not a good time to go, because it's beautiful weather. Late summer, you're talking about August, September, not so late in September like we went.
Well,
That's your rainy season.
the other thing is I like to catch it a little bit before or a little bit after the peak. It's a little less
Yeah.
crowded. You get in June and July, first part of August, it's very, very crowded. They'll be pricier. It's a little bit harder to get. The earlier you go or the later you go, the less crowded they tend to be. Although our ship in their September was pretty full. I don't think it was completely full, but it was.
Yeah, and then there was a couple of days, I think it was Juneau, when we had like a lot of ships in port.
A lot.
And they're little towns, and when you've got like thousands upon thousands of people, invading your town, it could be a lot on the infrastructure, and you got to be patient when you're traveling. That's kind of why we like the smaller ships, because with the smaller ships you get a different itinerary. They kind of go away from the bigger ports. You go into the smaller ports where you're the only ship in, and you really get to see more local and meet more locals, and you could shop local. And it's the one thing about you and I, about when we go, we don't like the corporate stores. We try to stay away from the stores very close to the ships. We kind of like to walk out further into the town, because then you'll get more of the actual residents. And you want to commerce, you want to help the local economy.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just a little tip for those of you who don't know. A lot of you probably already do, but virtually every port that these folks go to, right by the port, all those stores are owned by the cruise lines. They're not. I mean, they employ local people, but they're not owned by the local folks. For just one, what was it? Juneau. You got to get past was it Red Dog Tavern?
Red Dog, yep.
Once you get past that, you get into the locals. Anything before that, cruise lines own it. So if you want to get to more authentic, and if you want to get to something where it's going to help the local folks, support them, you need to go out past that.
Yeah, that was shared with us with our driver when we went to Mendenhall. He really explained to us what the dynamics of Juneau, and so we heeded his. Kind of went down that way. It's nice to be able to give back to the local communities, because
they're welcoming us to their home.
Absolutely. So Alaska is next big season. Then Mediterranean is the next big one after that.
Mediterranean is actually coming up first, I think, because all the ships are starting to leave the end of this month.
Yeah, but Alaska season, Mediterranean, we're looking at the big summer of now. And just a few warnings about the summer in Rome. Okay, this is what's called Jubilee year. Catholics pilgrimage to the Vatican. Rome is bracing itself for a huge influx of people. So your price is going to be sky high. There's going to be a lot of crowds. I'm not saying to deter you. I'm just letting you know, warning you.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Make your plans ahead of time.
If you're going to the Vatican, you better have booked your tickets now. That skip the line, because it's going to be hours to get into the Vatican. There's new rules in the Trevi Fountain now, because it's completely refurbed. Now you cannot sit on the side of the fountain. There's a walkway, and only one by one you get to go through there now. So they got to keep that in mind, because that's going to be another bottleneck there. So Rome is just going to be inundated. Everything that I'm reading, every warning that we said is, please let your guests know that, your clients know that patience is what you need to bring, because it is a big Jubilee year in Rome. Other than that, now there's interesting stuff going on in Santorini.
Is there?
Don't even start.
Well, tell me.
Yeah, we've only had this conversation before. In the last couple of weeks, they've had between 12 to 15 earthquakes in Santorini, and it's been evacuated.
Who'd have thought? It's a volcano.
It's a volcano. So if you have a cruise going to Greece and Santorini was initially on your itinerary, go check it. It's probably not there anymore. And that's because it's safety. It's a complete, total safety issue right now. Hopefully things calm down and they can open that back up. But a little scariness going on there for them.
That's a big highlight on a lot of people's itinerary, including mine.
Yeah, we haven't made it there yet.
No, that's why it's still a big highlight on.
Yeah. So other than that, in Europe, can't think of anything. Nothing else is coming to mind as far as news out of Europe. Safety. Please read the U.S. State Department sites about warnings. There's some that they've just raised the levels. Some islands they've raised in the Caribbean. So, do your due diligence. If you're not, your travel agent should be, and they should be letting you know. If you're not getting that information and you want to just drop me an email, I'll be glad to reply to you and let you know what's the latest news. Trying to think if there's anything else on.
To do with the safety, there's some of those threat levels are pretty serious. Most of the time, if a cruise line is going there, you stay within their bubble, you're usually pretty much okay. Those local towns, ports, those people rely on the tourist trade, so they're pretty cautious with folks, shall we say, but not all of them. And if you happen to wander just a little bit outside that area, it could potentially be dangerous. So just be vigilant when you're there, and take a look at those threat announcements to determine whether you even want to go, or if you want to get off the ship in those ports. Some of them you may just say, nah, I didn't want to go this one that badly anyways. I'd rather stay safe. So
you said bubble, and it triggered something. Believe it or not, one of the hottest destinations for 2025, 2026, the Nile is back.
Yes.
The Nile is back. So it's very hot right now, meaning it's very well in demand. If your travel agent, if you're interested in that, and your travel agent hasn't let you know, we're letting you know, and you can contact us. We've been eyeballing a couple of those Nile River cruises.
Very, very, very high on the must-do list.
And I think we're going to get to it next year. We're definitely going to go do it next year. But it's like AMA has, I go do a weekly webinar with AMA, and it is one of their hottest sellers right now. So that and the Danube is really hot. So,
oh, gotta love the Danube.
Yeah, I know. I can't. So wanted. So, but yeah. So if you have an interest in the Nile, we need to start booking now, because for 2026, and you don't want to go in the summer. January to
Why
what is
not?
it?
Well, tell us why not.
Stop. January to when is like a good time?
Oh, January to March, probably February, March. Once you get into April, it starts to get a little bit on the toasty side.
Then the other recommended is during the other elbow season, which is what, October to December.
It's the fall, yeah. Once you get to the middle of September, probably, and beyond that, it's not too bad.
And it depends on which ones you want to go to. So we have researched extensively the itineraries. We have really reduced it down to two that we want to go on, because they give you access to your big thing. What was your big site that you wanted to go to?
Well, virtually all of these are going to take you to Cairo first. The Giza Plateau, most of the time you'll have a land portion on these prior. This will give you an opportunity to go to the pyramids and the Sphinx. Some of them you can get camel rides out there and so on. You get a chance to visit the Alabaster Mosque, the brand new Egyptian museum. And then after that, you board a small plane and they'll fly you down to Aswan, which is Luxor. And that's usually where you will board your river ship and make your way down. Abu Simbel is probably one of the top places for me. I went to Valley of the Kings, Valley of the Queens. The memorial there, Hatshepsut, which a lot of people know about, a lot of people don't know about. It's a really fascinating story. I love history a lot, and something about walking in the footsteps, standing where so many did so many thousands of years earlier, and to absolutely see and immerse yourself in this history is just one of the most amazing things to me. So that's that's one of the main reasons why I like to travel, is immersing myself in the local culture and the history.
So this is, again, if you're interested in a Nile, reach out to us. We obviously we've done a lot of research, and we can point you in the right direction. There's a lot of, it's one of those areas that people stood back a little bit from doing, but now it's become hot again. So if you're really interested in that, those are booking up too. I think that covers anything other in 2026 that is hot, new.
Is there some? I thought we talked about somebody that was going, putting more of a focus on Asia.
Well, we've got Holland America that's porting the Westerdam there from now on. That's the new home of the Westerdam.
Or it will be soon.
It will be after this season. They're going there. Princess has the diamond that's there.
Diamond Princess is already there.
And I believe
I could have sworn there was somebody that was going to focus on those.
It's escaping me. But yeah, so Japan is another hot. So you've got the Nile, and now you've got Japan, which is another area that people want to get. People want to go to places not everybody else is going to. So there's the other Pacific. There's Indonesia. There's Cambodia that you want to go to. There's Vietnam. There's Bali. There's
Singapore.
Singapore's a big one.
Thailand, if you want to have some good food. Yeah, Bali's another amazing one. But Vietnam, Cambodia. There is Angkor Wat, which is quite amazing. I mean, there's a lot of them that are becoming interesting, but people are getting very interested now in the Southeast Asia and that area. And Japan is not just for cherry season any longer.
No. The other hot spot is in South America. We have a lot. We have AMA putting their first cruise ship, their first river ship in the Amazon. So they're starting their cruises there too. So South America is starting to get really big, and a lot of people are starting to venture out there. So as well as you got to do the Antarctic. You got to go to the Arctic. There's a couple of fun YouTubers that right now are doing the pole to pole thing, and then I've been watching them religiously because it's something that I'd love to do for 130 days. Yes, I'd be there.
Just being on a cruise ship for 130 days, you've got my attention. Now, if you get to go to some cool places on top of that, what could be better.
So that's all the cruise news. So what are we about to embark on? Are we going somewhere?
I'm not sure. We're going to Miami, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to Miami.
Yeah,
We're not staying in Miami.
No, but we'll return to Miami.
We'll return to Miami.
And then here, sadly, and await our next cruise, right?
Right? Yeah, yeah.
But yes, I have been looking to do for quite some time Oceania. I love the small ships. I love the ultra luxury style. I love the upscale stuff. This is something I've been, every time we'd put pen to paper, we'd figure stuff out. And for some reason, it just never happened. We always went with something else for this reason or that reason. This time, we finally said we are doing this one. It's a decent length one. I'd like it to be longer, but it is.
It's 12 days.
We're looking at nearly 2 weeks, but anything short of a month is just too short for me.
Gotcha.
So we'll be boarding Oceania Sirena in later this month.
Yep.
And we'll be heading out for 2 weeks. We'll be
boarding, and I get to celebrate my birthday on ship.
Mhm.
Yay!
Yeah, your birthday on ship. There'll be a holiday that we get to celebrate on ship, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Isn't that on? We'll be in Guadalupe.
Yeah.
But so we're going to some really ports we've never gone to before.
Mhm.
And they are smaller ports because the ship is only how many people?
600, a little over 630, I believe.
630 people. I think we're going to know our neighbors. So we're going to St. Thomas, St. Bart's, Antigua, Guadalupe, Barbados, Martinique, and then the British Virgin Islands, which is really interesting. These are all, we've been trying to do some research on these. So we'll be in St. Bart's during my birthday, and we found out it is the place for the rich and famous. We'll be eating pastry. On board.
Anyways, we're looking real forward to this. We'll of course gather information for all you folks. We'll share videos and our expertise, everything that we come across aboard ship, off ship, ports, any little tips. Otherwise, we'll just be happy to share our adventure with you.
You can follow along on Instagram at Venerable Voyagers Travel. I think it's Venerable Voyagers on Instagram and Venerable Voyagers Travel on Facebook. I'll be posting on both those. We will have internet access. It's going to be interesting. It'll be a first time trying Starlink because they have Starlink on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can throw in a live, we will do that.
We'll try to. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah, we'll try to see if it works.
Would you folks like that? Would that be interesting to you?
Yeah, hopefully it would. But so we are excited about that. So that's 12 days in March. Then what do we got? Do we have something else?
We got to come home. We got to wait way too long. It is. I had to wait all the way from December for this one.
I know.
It's a little shorter this time. It'll only be until May. But in May, we will be trying another line that we have not been on yet, one that I've been interested in trying. It's not an ultra luxury. It's not a small ship. But I have had a very good cruise friend who absolutely loves this line and has been telling me, you've got to go on them. You've got to try them. So we are going on them and we are trying them.
Which is them?
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 That's the one that he told me about.
Oh, okay. It's actually a working cruise for us.
Yeah, we'll be.
This is a learning at sea for us.
They're all working cruises for us.
This one we legitimately will be working for a travel agency. So we'll tell you which line that is when we get back from this one.
Yeah.
But, cool. And that one we take the train again, but we're not going to Miami. We're going to get off the train before Miami.
Man, where are we going? Would that be Port Everglades possibly?
Yeah, we Port Everglades.
yeah.
Yep. So we'll be
Wow.
out of Port Everglades.
It's one of my favorite ports. I really like Port Everglades.
Is it 6 days, 5 nights? I think it is.
I do believe so.
Yeah. So it's a shorter one. So, but we're going to places again we've never been to. So it's going to be interesting with that one. And then we'll probably have some inside information on that line. I'm really excited about that learning at sea because we'll be able to see things a little bit different. And then we have a long.
Unless we shorten it up.
Yeah, we'll probably throw in a couple.
we may shorten it up. We are looking to hit another one. We haven't got anything else booked past that, but
we're researching. I don't know about you guys, but we research a lot when we go to find a cruise, and that's what we can give to you as for clients is all our benefit of all our research. We really Rich really analyzes everything about it, and really we look at value. What are we getting for our money?
Maybe I analyze it too much, but
well, value to people is different, but for us, value is what are we getting for our dollar? What are we really maximizing every dollar that we spend in what we want to do? We are foodies. This is Oceania. That's why we're going to Oceania. Yep. Oceania is known as the foodies cruise. So we're going to find out about that. But we also like to relax and enjoy and absorb the culture that we go to. This is we not only feed our stomachs, but we really do want to feed our brains.
Feed our minds, rest, recharge.
Yes.
Other than the time that we'll be working for you folks and sharing with you folks, hopefully, we like to just stay kind of unplugged a little bit and enjoy life on the sea, because what better place to be?
Rich is happiest when he has his mimosa in the morning, another cocktail during the midday, and then another cocktail, and then some wine with dinner.
Man. You'd almost think that I drink a lot.
Only on ships.
Yeah, I have a few more drinks aboard ship than I do at home. But again, it's just one of the things that you can indulge in. One of the things that cruising allows you to do, because someone else is doing the driving for one.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about anything.
You're taking
not even parking.
You're taking your hotel room with you.
Not even parking. It's great.
As long as you can walk to your favorite restaurant and your favorite bar. And the smaller the ship, the easier that should be.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. 12 nights with 650 people. And what is the guest to crew ratio?
I believe I calculated this out. It was just a little over 1.5 to 1. So it's very, again, I don't want to go with preconceived notions. That's what we're researching to find out. But my understanding from all the folks that have gone before is that the guest service, the service in general, is outstanding. The food is outstanding. The ships are very nicely appointed.
I'm going with my fingers crossed. This is a Norwegian cruise line. We haven't had the best of luck with Norwegian cruise line so far, so I'm going with my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that this is going to blow us out of the water.
Oh, this will be the smallest ship as far as guests, anyways, that we've been on. So again, this is one that I've looked to try for quite some time. I'm very excited about it.
It's an older ship, but all the reviews have been fantastic about this one. A lot of people want to get back on this one. So I can't wait to go on. Again, if anybody has any suggestions for St. Thomas, St. Bart's, Antigua, Guadalupe, Barbados, Martinique, and British Virgin Islands, please let us know. Drop them in the comments, especially those who are watching this afterwards. Just drop it in the comments to us about things that we should really look at doing. We're just going to really take it easy and explore around and take some time. There's a lot of long days in port, which is great. Unlike some of these where you're there for 4 hours and then you leave, this is not the case with
45
Oceania.
minutes. Or there's something that you would like to see
Yeah,
would
if you
like
like
us
us
to
to
cover
record
while on
and
ship
see,
or
we'll be
like
glad
us
to
to
do
do?
it. Yeah.
I'd be happy to try and do that for you. I can't promise that everything you want I would necessarily be able to, but I will certainly try.
So if you haven't, please like, subscribe, and comment below. But if you haven't subscribed to our Instagram or our Facebook, again, it's Venerable Voyagers on Instagram. Please go on over there. Just follow us because you'll get, I'll be posting daily on there. Hopefully the internet works. We'll be posting daily. And then on Facebook, we'll be posting also. So, and then when we get back, we'll do one of these live things about what our experience was like, and then hopefully put out some more videos about the experience. You can see the ship, our food video. We love doing food videos. Love doing food reviews.
Because we like doing food.
Because we love food, well, obviously. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think that does it, doesn't it?
Is that
Is that on anything else?
is there anything else that we wanted to cover?
Nope. I think
How about you folks? Anything you want us to cover?
I think
Yeah.
that does it for today. But anyway, it's a short one, but that's okay. We'll be ramping up our activities here at home, packing. We'll be gone for a little bit longer than we were. Oh no, the transatlantic was longer. It was 14 days.
Yeah, that was the longest one so far. Recently, anyways.
So lots of packing to do. But the cool thing about Oceania is that they said it's country club casual all day long. So I'm still bringing your suit jacket just in case.
Not a lot of like super formal stuff.
Yeah,
So.
that'd be nice. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Thanks for wasting your time with us. Thanks for commenting on our past videos. It's been great. I love talking back and forth. If you have a question, please let us know. Our website is venerablevoyagerstravel.com. There's a little form all the way at the end, at the bottom, that you can put a question to us. It comes directly to my email box. If you booked a cruise and you're confused, or you booked it yourself and you need some advice because you can't find the information, we're here to help you. You can always reach me at our email address. You can even post a comment here and I will get back to you. But if you join us on Facebook or on Instagram, it's really easy just to get in touch with me via that way too. So we'd love for you to join in and bring a friend, bring some more people, subscribe to us.
Yeah, and if you would like our help with your travel plans, if you'd like to book one of these with us, feel free to set up an appointment. That's also on the webpage.
Yep. It's real easy to book some time with us, and we'll be glad to sit down with you and figure out and make one of your dreams come true. So with that, happy Saturday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week. I'm Ellen.
I'm Richard.
And we are
Venerable Voyagers
Travel. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.